Well, we've got huge Bitcoin news, some very interesting stories coming out in the last 24 hours around Bitcoin specifically. Of course, adding on to all the crazy we've seen over the last few weeks. Some very interesting Ethereum news. Yes, we're going to talk about the Hedera news and their partnership with BlackRock. That's really big news. We're not, we don't talk about H-bar that much, but we're going to talk about that today. Some latest on base, and of course, answering your questions in the second half of the stream. So stick around for the good times. Welcome to the party, everybody. I see you guys in the chat. What is up? Pleasure, as always, to get to talk crypto with you today. So let's do that. Let's get it. Let's get straight into it. Take a look at the chart. So the price of Bitcoin, not doing too much currently. However, I do like the direction we're heading in. Let's see if we can maintain this momentum. Of course, we have retaken our 50-day EMA, which is generally a pretty gosh darn good sign for Bitcoin in an uptrending market, which broadly speaking, we've been in a downtrend recently. We're still in the bull market. Things will go up with giant corrections along the way, the kind of corrections that make you want to puke and run away. But that's crypto. If you can't stomach that, then you're in the wrong damn market. Go buy bonds, man. Go buy bonds. Anyway, look at this. Look at this right here. We have got the MACD bull cross here for Bitcoin. Now, let's not get too excited. That can always be a fake out. Okay, let's see a little more strength build here, but heading in the right direction. Let's say that. So that's nice to see. Nice chart here from Neste, looking back at some previous cycles and the parallels. I just love it. I love it. Look at the parallels between how previous market action has played out compared to how it is playing out right now. Wild. The ballet of human emotions repeats. Never exactly the same. Oh, but there are sure some rhymes, aren't there? Look at that. Very interesting. Of course, if that is correct, then we could be seeing upside coming in the near future with all that other stuff that we have here in the background, all the big stories, the MACD bull cross. Hey, great to see on the daily. Hong Kong bringing in their Bitcoin ETFs. Wall Street still buying Bitcoin ETFs. All the rest of it provides the momentum. Bitcoin halving just happened. Come on. Crazy stuff here. Now, here are some interesting stories to have a look at as well. That not change over. Interesting. That should be changing over. Let me just hold on one second, guys. Technical difficulties. Let's try. What we're gonna do is we're gonna stop the screen share there and put it back on in a second and see if that works. Maybe it's showing on your side, but it's not showing on my side. One moment, please. Let's get that back up there. Okay, there we go. So this is massive news. I don't know what's going to happen to this, and I don't know if it's going to pass. But in Paraguay, a country that you probably don't think about, and a lot of people probably can't even find on a map, but it's right there in the smack gosh darn center of, well, I guess the lower part of South America, but north of Argentina, west of Brazil, east of Bolivia. Give you some idea where Paraguay is. Little landlocked country with massive hydropower. By the way, they've been mining Bitcoin there for a while anyway, not at a state level, but they have been doing lots of sweetheart deals with Bitcoin miners who want to mine with some of the world's cheapest hydropower out there. Anyway, Paraguayan deputy presents a bill to legalize and recognize Bitcoin as legal tender. I don't know if this gets passed. I don't know what kind of chance this actually has to get passed in Paraguay, but let me tell you this. If this does get passed, this is massive news. You understand? A second country, well, I guess third, because technically the Central African Republic passed Bitcoin as legal tender, but like nothing's really happened with that. I think that they thought they were going to pass it and just throw out the law and that stuff was going to happen. And I don't really think very much has happened with the Central African Republic. So let's just say that it was kind of a bit of a horse and pony show for them. Anyway, besides the point, Paraguay could be making Bitcoin legal tender. This is very, very interesting. It's on par, I think, with the El Salvador story when that happened back in 21. So if this does pass, another great moment for the cryptocurrency markets, for Bitcoin specifically, now being, if of course it happens, being legal tender in yet another country. I mean, do you understand what's going on here? This is crazy stuff. Awesome. Let's see. Also this, by the way, and this, again, I don't know what chance this has on passing. I don't know how serious this is. You have to keep all that in mind. But Switzerland There is currently a referendum being led proposing a constitutional amendment to bolster economic stability and modernize reserve assets by putting Bitcoin on the central bank's balance sheets alongside, of course, gold and silver. Makes sense. Makes sense, doesn't it? Now, that is crazy stuff. If this passes, again, I don't know if this passes, but if this does pass, this is beyond huge. Either one of these stories. Now, Space Vibes point out Paraguay is a long time candidate. Yeah, absolutely. Back when El Salvador legalized Bitcoin for legal tender, there were a few other countries. Paraguay was one of them that kind of said, oh, that's actually pretty interesting. We should look at that. Will we see any other countries that will succeed in Paraguay this time? I don't know. But I feel like the momentum is building behind Bitcoin right now. So yes, they have their great potential to do that. We will see more countries coming on with Bitcoin as legal tender. A lot of small countries that need it more so than the ones that can do it because, why not? Countries like Paraguay need Bitcoin. El Salvador needs Bitcoin. Other great candidates in the region would be like Ecuador, which is still using the US dollar. Crazy. I saw that Venezuela, I know Venezuela, but Venezuela looking to increase the use of cryptocurrency in their sales for oil. Now that is pretty gosh darn interesting, right? Also, we see some of the countries at the BRICS countries talking about rolling out cryptocurrency, blockchain stuff, what that looks like. Of course, they're not going with Bitcoin, which is unfortunate. Gosh, just use Bitcoin, man. Come on. But still, big things are afoot in the cryptocurrency space right now. And these stories are all so monumentally impactful. And the Switzerland story. Now, Switzerland story is in a way, and actually a lot of ways, if it happens, and I have no idea how much of a Hail Mary pass this is by these people trying to get this referendum through, but if that were to happen, you have to understand that this would break everything because Switzerland is not El Salvador. Switzerland is not Paraguay. And I know that's legal tender versus central bank balance sheets is a very different thing, okay? But still, it's Switzerland, the money capital of the world, or one of the money capitals of the world. It's the place where people go and take their money, right? It's got the reputation for being a place for banking and money, and the Swiss francs, a world-renowned currency and all this kind of stuff, okay? Those guys, if frickin' Switzerland literally puts Bitcoin on their central bank balance sheets, game, set, match. It is on. What is going on? That's crazy. It will be massive. Massive for Bitcoin specifically, wild for the entire cryptocurrency markets, because I'll tell you this, hear me now, quote me later, if Switzerland does this, they might be the first, but they're sure as hell not going to be the last. No way. You'll see other countries follow shortly behind. The Emiratis will look over and go, oh, crap, Switzerland's putting Bitcoin on the balance sheet. We better do that too. Well, actually, it's interesting. The Emiratis are at a state level mining Bitcoin. Now, I don't know what they're doing with that Bitcoin. Maybe they are just holding it and throwing it in their central bank balance sheet right now. We don't have a lot of insight, or I don't have a lot of insight anyway, on the plan for that Bitcoin that they're mining. Oman's also mining Bitcoin. Bhutan's also mining Bitcoin. I think we have to understand that these countries, they're not making a lot of noise about it, but they're probably holding these coins. They might just be selling them instantly for cash, maybe, but I think some of these guys are going to be holding. Anyway, very exciting stuff. Love to see it. Big news, great news. Now, let's do a real quick shout out to today's sponsor, which, of course, is iTrust. iTrust, guys, if you want to have a way to be doing tax efficient trading for your crypto coins, you might want to consider iTrust as a crypto IRA provider. Now, you can bring over your existing IRA, you can roll over your 3-number retirement plan, or start a new one with them. And once you get in there, you can do as many trades as you want for all kinds of hot coins, from Avalanche to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Dogecoin, whatever. They got all the hot stuff, the big coins that everybody likes trading. And you can get over here and you can do 1,000 trades, 10,000 trades, and never once hit a taxable event, which, if you have been trading crypto, is a big advantage. Okay. So it's also 24/7, 365, unlike your Bitcoin ETFs, which, of course, are just Bitcoin and only 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, excluding bank holidays. You can come over here and trade with the crypto markets all the time, which is a massive advantage. Okay. They're also the biggest crypto IRA provider, most users, most assets under management, most volume, all that kind of stuff. And they even have gold and silver, real stuff, not paper garbage, with their partnership via Kitco. So if you want to check them out, link in the description. You also get a $100 funding bonus for doing that. So thanks, iTrust, for sponsoring today's stream. Now, I know you guys have been asking about the HBAR news, and yes, it is big. So let me read their announcement here. Today, we witness RWA, Real World Asset history, as BlackRock's ICS US Treasury Money Market Fund is tokenized on Hedera with ARCXX and owner IO, those companies. Anyway, making a major milestone in asset management by bringing the world's largest asset manager on chain. Nice. Nice. Congratulations to all the HBAR holders out there. Of course, HBAR is up like 80% currently. I probably almost hit 100% here, I would imagine, when it peaked up here at 18 cents. Anyway, wild news, great news for the HBAR fans out there. Of course, Ondo Finance also working with BlackRock. We're seeing a lot of big moves from BlackRock coming on chain. Of course, this is what Larry Fink was talking about at length. If you listen to Larry and what he's been saying, CEO of BlackRock, he's been saying, yeah, we love Bitcoin. Bitcoin's great, fantastic. We're going to have our Bitcoin ETF. But he says, you know what we're really interested in? Tokenizing everything on chain. And they're putting their money where their mouths are. They're not waiting 10 years to do it or 5 years to do it. They're doing it now. They are tokenizing all kinds of money on chain. And these are, you have to understand, for BlackRock, these numbers that we're seeing come on chain might be like, oh, it's so big. This is child play money for BlackRock. They're dabbling. These are pilot projects with hundreds of millions of dollars. So congratulations to Hedera. Great. I think it's an important moment for really all of crypto, seeing BlackRock come on. And I know it's BlackRock's an uncomfortable relationship. We don't really like BlackRock, guys. BlackRock's kind of the antithesis of the entire financial revolution as envisioned by Satoshi Nakamoto. But here they are anyway, and they are bringing their money on chain, and they will bring lots of money on chain, and they're going to make the game even crazier by bringing all this money into the cryptocurrency market. So, you know, hats off to the guys over at Hashgraph. Fantastic. Great news. Love it. Happy to hear that. And of course, happy to see all the HBAR people out there. And yeah, see people say, oh, it's the HBAR is one ignored by influencers and blah, blah, blah. And guys, it's not the time to be salty, man. Enjoy your victory. Yeah, I don't care about Hedera Hashgraph on the average day. I'm not invested in it. I don't pay much attention to it because I can't pay attention to every coin. Just like all the ICP guys who were up in the chat 2 weeks ago. Lark, you said, why you're not talking about ICP every single freaking day of your life, man? Look, I can't be invested in every coin, guys, okay? I can't be invested in every coin. I can't pay attention to every single coin in the market. Gosh darn, there are so many coins. You have any idea? It's stupid. It's stupid out here, okay? And I always say, if you have the edge on a coin, whether it be Hashgraph or Algorand or ICP or whatever else, man, I want you to make money. This is a place where we celebrate winning. And if you're winning, I celebrate you. I don't care what you're buying, man. If you make your money on Litecoin or Cardano, whatever, you do you. If you got the edge and you're making the money, make the money, and I celebrate it. Okay, so for anybody who might be feeling so, oh, why don't influencers talk about Hedera more? You know what? Maybe people will talk more because of the big news, but also people aren't always going to talk about everything, man. So don't be salty. Enjoy your victory. Enjoy your victory today, because that's a great thing. That's a great thing. Now, am I going to rush out and buy Hedera now that I see BlackRock's getting involved? No, no, I'm not going to. I didn't have a huge interest in it before, and we do have to be clear, we do have a review video coming on this the next few weeks, which was already pre-scheduled, had nothing to do with the news from today. Okay, but we do have a review video coming on that, an explainer video coming on Hashgraph in the not so distant future, so keep an eye out for that if you are a Hedera fan. Okay, so we got that coming. All right, but honestly, I'm not going to be running out and buying HBAR right now. I think it's fantastic that this news has happened, and I celebrate everybody winning on it. Okay, that's that. Okay. Scoop says, Lark, don't be salty on Cardano. I know, man. I love Cardano. I like Charles Hoskinson a lot. I made a lot of money in Cardano. We're not being salty on Cardano. Okay, everybody out here, make your money, guys. All right, so let's get back into it. So Ethereum, we got a lot more news to cover, and I want to get to your questions. So now, Ethereum still basically where it was yesterday, butting up against the 50-day EMA, which is currently acting as an area of resistance, as we can see here. That's also a pretty important price area that was a previous area of price support, now turned into resistance. So an important area for us to struggle to get beyond. Once we get a decent, solid green candle over that 50-day EMA, that's nice, okay? MACD wise, we do have the bullish cross that came into effect 2 days ago, but it hasn't picked up the momentum yet. So let's keep an eye on this cautiously. However, big news. James Seifert, Bloomberg analyst for ETFs specifically, he says a bunch of movement on Ethereum ETFs from multiple issuers in the SEC. Grayscale just filed their S3 prospectus for converting their ETH fund. Very interesting. SEC delayed decisions on Grayscale and Franklin. To be expected. BlackRock filed amendment to their 19B-4 ETH ETF application. Okay, so interesting. They're still putting out the odds of a May 23rd approval at 25%. Oh, also, Grayscale filed for an Ethereum mini trust today. So important to look here and think, okay, what's actually going on? Well, we may not get that May 23rd approval. Indications from the SEC have not really shown that that's what's likely to happen. However, that doesn't mean we're not going to get an approval. I think August 7th is BlackRock's final deadline. So maybe August 7th is the day we get our approval, or August 6th or something like that, because we'll leave it to the absolute last minute, of course. But that would give them time. And think about this. Why is BlackRock filing an amendment to their 19B-4 ETH ETF application if they're not talking to the SEC, who's telling them you have to file amendments, you have to do this and that and the other things? So they are talking. Apparently, there is not complete stonewalling going on here. Apparently, there is some kind of communication. It's not being widely telegraphed. Everything's kind of hush-hush right now. And maybe we don't get May 23rd. Maybe it's later in the year, but that Ethereum ETF is going to come, okay? So just wait. I know, Americans. I know what you're thinking. Gosh darn it. Why do the Hong Kong people get ETH ETFs and we don't? That's because the SEC hates you. That's why. They don't work for you. They work for the banks. I tell you. Hey, I also want to share this thought from Jake Chervinsky, who's a crypto lawyer. He says, if the SEC says Ether is a security, all hell will break loose. The SEC would essentially be declaring open civil war with the CFTC, who has declared Ethereum a commodity. Interesting sentiment. Now, if that plays out or not, I don't know. I think right now the SEC's fishing, as they always do. They're fishing for fines. If they can find a way to get the Ethereum Foundation to cough up some money, they will. Or they'll just waste $100 million of taxpayer money in courts and face another humiliating defeat. Likely, if you ask me. Anyway, moving on. Base. This is from a guy named Nick. He says, this is where you buy the base memes you like in anticipation of selling them to willing buyers when the second wave peaks. Willing buyers. Yes. It's a nice way to put it. Somebody's got to buy the top, right? He says, observe Solana early Q1. So this is base. You see our money is starting to tick up here. And look here. This is Solana, right? So we start to see huge momentum building for Solana, of course. And big momentum is starting to build right now for base. 1.65 billion TVL according to DeFi Llama. Solana currently at 4 billion. When you understand what's coming on base, all the stuff happening on base, again, maybe I'm totally wrong in the thesis and I'll be proven wrong by the market and I will lose a bunch of money, and that's part of the game. But if I understand everything that's coming with the smart wallet, with Coinbase's users, with all the projects launching on base, with everything happening on base, then there's going to be a lot more money to be made on base in 2024 and into 2025. Interesting too, Kyle here sharing. People keep saying once layer 2s become big enough, they will just become a layer 1. This is why they won't. It's costly, complex, and very difficult to build a sustainable layer 1. Layer 2s can just focus on building ecosystems, and it's just always profitable. Referring back to this, which is wild to see. Q1 2024, it cost a loss of $796 million, Corson. money paid out, right? To money to validators and stuff like that versus Base, which is just taking in a bunch of money. They make all the money. Coinbase makes all the money. That's crazy. That number is much larger now, I think, though, by the way. Q2's already been kicking off pretty hard for Base. Anyway, crazy stuff. Interesting here, too. Base reaches record deployers, surpasses Ethereum in volume. Base seeing a record-setting day for contract deployments, highlighting its evolving role within the Ethereum ecosystem. Again, everybody's rushing to throw stuff out, get stuff deployed on top of Base. It's like a frenzy right now. Quick, 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 get your stuff deployed on Base. Go, 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 go. Hey, interesting, too, by the way. Just speculation and rumor kind of stuff. This dude said, Coinbase just followed Mr. Beast. Coincidence? I doubt it. Looks like they're preparing to supercharge the smart wallet game. Just imagine one YouTube video from him explaining what the smart wallet is. Now, Mr. Beast, obviously his videos get like 100 million views per video, right? And he has worked with Coinbase in the past. Seeing him work with Coinbase again, particularly around their smart wallet launch, I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised. Millions and millions of people are going to be coming on Base. Those memes, Aerodrome, all that stuff, likely, no guarantees, obviously, in crypto. Everything can go to zero way quicker than you can possibly imagine, but probably going to go a lot higher. Of course, as always, guys, if you want to see my full portfolio disclosures, risk statements, because investing in crypto is risky, you can't lose all your money. You can find that in the description on YouTube or on the pinned comment on X. Now, let's talk crypto. What do you guys want to talk about today? Here we go. I'm new to crypto. Any advice where I should invest? Well, my first advice would be to take your time, go learn as much as you can, as fast as you can. It's okay to start dabbling some toes in, play around a little bit of stuff, but don't rush too much because you'll probably you're going to make mistakes no matter what you do, but you'll probably make more mistakes if you don't try to learn even the tiniest bit of what you're doing. I know the instinct is to come in, throw all your money at something that some influencer mentioned somewhere and just hope for the best. You got to do your own research, man. You really do. You have to learn as much as you can. It's a huge learning curve. Okay. But the information's out there. Get hungry, focus on finding knowledge, and you will have a much higher chance of succeeding versus just randomly throwing money into the market. Okay. Slack Hoffman says Arrow still has great upside given the market cap. Absolutely. 100%. Probably going to tens of billions a cycle if the base thesis works out. Lark, how do you feel about WorldCoin? Not a fan. Probably going to do really well because Sam Altman and the sort of general sort of AI buzz, all that stuff, world chain that they're launching. It's probably going to do well. Wildly, wildly high, fully diluted value compared to the current circulating value. It's ridiculous. And of course, the Orwellian nature of everything that they're doing. But yeah, okay. WorldCoin, not the biggest fan, probably wouldn't buy it. Crypto Muggle says, when should you expect rewards from voting on Jupiter? So, let me see. I think they said, I'm trying to remember, not soon, okay? If you go and look at some of their stuff that they're talking about, I'm trying to remember. I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. I think it was like July, something like that the first rewards are going to be distributed, but I'm not certain, okay? But it's going to take a while, okay? So it's not overnight. It's not like something you can just check in every day and claim or something like that. Comes in tranches over time, okay? So you got to wait. You got to be patient. Is Jupiter still in your top 3 holdings? Oh, that's an interesting question. Let me just have a look here. I think it's down to number 4 today. Yeah, it's down to number 4 because I claimed some Nibiru coins from my staking of my initial Nibiru coin stack. So that put me back up a little bit over top of Jupiter. But it's number 4 currently in the portfolio. So still huge. Haven't sold any, only been accumulating more. Okay. But guys, we're not talking about Litecoin today. Come on. Litecoin's boring. Boo. No, make your money on Litecoin. I'm sure it's going to go up with the rest of the market, but there are so many more interesting things to talk about or to put your money into, in my opinion. Hey, Lark, how do I get exposure to base? Well, get your money on chain. Step one, right? Step one, get on chain. Step two, buy things on base. That's how you get exposure to base. Now, I've so far, and I will have more things coming to base, but so far I have bought 3 coins on base. One is Aerodrome Finance. I know, should have bought it sooner, but hey, better late than never. If I'm right and it's going to go to birth be tens of billions of dollars, then it's still early enough. Fine. So I bought a whole bunch of that, put it in a liquidity pool. It's there. It's doing stuff. It's great. Love it so far. We'll see how it plays out. Could lose all my money. We'll see. I bought a bunch of Brett, meme coin Brett, currently $500 million or something like that, total market cap, considering that there's not a single meme coin yet on base that's worth over $1 billion. I think Brett is the one that's going to get there first and will probably go on to worth tens of billions, much like the other big cap meme coins. Also, I have Benji, which is sort of a lower cap dog coin, right? So yeah, that's my 3 base coins right now that I have. Will I get more base exposure? Yes. There's a couple things coming like Rainmaker with 2 eyes. They're deploying on base. That's something I've got in the private sale. They're an AI coin. Pretty cool stuff that they're doing. But yeah, they're coming to base. They're going to be deploying on base. A couple other things that I've noticed, like from some of my private sales stuff that are going to be deploying on base. So I'll have more base exposure via that. I might buy something else on base too. I don't know. I'm playing around a little bit more. I threw like 1 ETH into, was it Farm Base? It's this website that you give them. You put Ethereum in their contract and they'll take it around base and do stuff with it to help you farm airdrops on base. And I'll probably at some point spend a bit more time and actually go deploy some capital in some of these base airdrops myself too. But those are all ways to get exposure to base. Okay. And there's many more too. Get in there, start exploring stuff, play around on chain. That's the best way to get exposure. Was that an ad for the drink? San Pellegrino, let the bubbles into your life. So refreshing. No, we do make jokes about that. Show me your whole portfolio. You can always find the whole portfolio, all of the coins that I currently own, all of my venture investments. It's in the link on YouTube. Go look at it. Pin, comment, and X. Enjoy. There you go. Okay. Any hope of a big move for Polygon? Man, at some point it's going to come. It shouldn't it? I feel like it's just one of those ones that has really not taken off yet in the market, but has like all the stuff together that should make it take off. So I don't know why Polygon hasn't seen better price action yet, but I would think that at some point it's going to catch up. Let's say that. What do you think of San Pellegrino? It's great. Guys. Okay. Are you up or down all time in your investments? Well, I'm up right now, up pretty significantly currently. There's definitely some things I'm down on, without a doubt, but overall, the total portfolio is up. The altcoins have been a pretty mixed bag, as they always are, to be honest. But overall, portfolio is up right now compared to the money put in, and of course, way compared to the bear market lows, up dramatically. So that's fantastic. Foxy, yes, big fan of that meme coin. The meme coin of Linea. Definitely want to pay attention to. I've got a bag, obviously. Pundi X, my gosh, I haven't heard that name in years. What are they doing? I have not heard the name Pundi X since like 2019, 2020. Blast from the past, man. Blast from the past. Crypto Klutz says, I'm going to swap all my Matic for Sui. Not to say anybody else should do that, but there's an interesting idea, right? Okay, let's see. Polygon currently worth $6 billion market cap. What's Sui worth right now? I'm just curious. Interesting. 1.7. So almost a quarter of the price. That's interesting. So if you're thinking about, yeah, I mean, look, obviously I'm not saying anybody else should do that. I'm commenting on you doing that. It's an interesting play because SUI, you are starting to see a lot of people starting to talk about it. People are starting to talk about more. People are getting a bit excited about it. Things are happening. They got that partnership with TikTok the other day. They got that game console being released. This is all really cool stuff. Quarter the market cap of Matic. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. That could be a play that works out for you. I'm not saying anybody else should do that or anything, and you've obviously made your own calculations on why to do that, but yeah, I could see that playing out pretty well for you. Hi, Lark. Will Hong Kong's ETFs be buying Bitcoin over the counter or from exchanges? And will it impact the price significantly? Look, it's always going to impact the price significantly. You know, there's only so much Bitcoin out there on exchanges. And yes, look, some of it's going to come from OTC desks, but you have to understand there's no infinite supply of Bitcoin anywhere. OTC desks don't have an infinite supply of Bitcoin. And miners will go to OTC desks, and there's a lot of miners in China. Okay, and Chinese mining companies that have moved to Iran and Kazakhstan and Mongolia. Okay, sure. And they're going to probably bring their Bitcoin to Hong Kong and sell it over the counter. Fine. But it's going to come from exchanges too. And again, you have to understand, it's all a big barrel of Bitcoin, so to speak. And so moving it around over here and over there doesn't really change the amount of Bitcoin in the barrel, so to speak. So if Chinese miners take 10,000 Bitcoin and sell it OTC and it goes into these Hong Kong ETFs, that means that they didn't dump 10,000 Bitcoin on Binance or wherever. So whenever somebody buys 10,000 Bitcoin on Binance later on, well, the Chinese miners didn't dump it. So it all works out. It's just more demand, more people wanting more Bitcoin, and there's simply not enough of it out there for everybody, okay? Nagato says Benji not getting the attention deserves. Benji's definitely I think a good risk reward one. And I say that as someone who has a bag. I've also got a marketing ambassadorship with them, but I definitely think it's undervalued compared to a lot of the other memes out there. And it's a nice, wholesome dog meme. Good boy. Benji's the good boy. I like it. Okay. Conan, Trump's dog. Yeah, I've seen a few people talking about that one. Man, the meme meta right now is absolutely insane. But it's really fascinating to see. And I understand, look, a lot of these meme coins, you know, people are going to say, oh, your meme coins don't do anything. They're dumb. Yeah, okay. And nor do your dumbass governance tokens. Come on. Oh, well, I can govern the protocol. Yeah, bro, go on. Go govern Uniswap and Optimism. Have fun. No one cares about that crap. People want to have fun. People want to make money. Number going up is the number one use case for a lot of cryptocurrencies, if we're being honest. Okay. So come on. Still holding BOEM. Well, look, we never had any real amount of BOEM. It was only for that example portfolio. Okay. So just to be clear, it was never like an investment level of BOEM in my main portfolio, just to play around for that particular experiment video that we were doing. Still a fan of Joe on AVAX. Well, my Joe is technically staked on Arbitrum right now, but yes, still a giant Joe fan. I love the staking rewards. It's fantastic. Absolutely like it. Is Arrow in your top 5 or top 10 holdings? Hold on a second. Let me think. It's going to be, I haven't really put it on because it's in a liquidity pool. So it's not like I just have a giant stack of Arrow sitting there. So I haven't really calculated it as part of my portfolio as such like that, because half of that liquidity pool is in USDC, half of it's in Arrow. If I were to put it on my portfolio, would it be a top 10 coin? Probably around there. I don't know. Up there. Top 15 maybe. Okay. The only alt I dished was Arbitrum. Governance tokens, man. Is AVAX doing well this cycle going to be strongly dependent on the gaming narrative picking? I think the gaming narrative is definitely going to help, but they also have the real world asset narrative, and they got a lot of stuff going on, man. Avalanche is really putting in the work. got a giant bag, and I wouldn't fade it personally. Any comment on cat meme coins? I personally do not like cats. I mean, they're arrogant. They're so self-righteous, so pretentious. Always been a dog guy myself, you know. I'm not saying that cat coins can't pump. I'm just saying that cats are inherently selfish creatures, and that, you know, if you die, your cat's probably going to eat you, but your dog's probably not going to eat you. And that says something, doesn't it? Do you really want to be incentivizing financially these devil creatures? I don't know. Don't know. Me, I'm sticking with dogs, man. I don't know. Look, there's lots of great cat coins out there, quote unquote, that are popping off. Pop Cat, I think, is really named one of them. But I don't know, man. I haven't been going into the cat meta personally. It's only so much. You know, I just need. You know what I need to do? You know what I need to do? I need to get like a bat, a big old wooden baseball bat, and just clonk myself over the head before I come down here in the morning and come to the office and just lower the IQ a few points and just go invest a bunch of money and stuff. Yeah. Oh, man. Ryan says, my photo's my dog. I see. It's wearing glasses. I like it. Lark has some PTSD about cats. Brett, we all love Brett. Come on. It's hilarious. I like the Brett art, of course. Is it from Fury's sort of artwork? Same guy buying Pepe and stuff. Pretty cool idea to bring that as a meme coin out as well. So I rarely hear you talk about Tron. It's Justin Sun's coin, man. I don't know. I don't spend a lot of time thinking about Tron, and just one of those blockchains, basically just like a blank space in my mind. I don't think about it. Don't talk about Tron. It's not interesting for me. Yeah, that's about as far as it goes for me. Lark, do you expect Bitcoin to drop before it starts going up after the recent halving? Well, I mean, you just had a drop down to 58K. How much more do you need? It was a 20% correction, which is a pretty standard inline correction with a bull market cycle. Can we have bad news that drives Bitcoin down even more, maybe as low as 52K? I have no idea. Maybe not. Let's see. Let's continue to keep an eye on the market structure, see how we play out over the next coming days and weeks. But, you know, if you weren't buying at 58K, if you're looking for a discount and you weren't buying at 58K the other day, then what are you doing? What are you waiting around for? What was the target? So I don't know. Thoughts on Caspa? Nah, I don't have any thoughts on Caspa in particular. I just, you know, don't think about it that much. Ryan says you faded H-bar. Ouch. Again, be gracious in winning, my friends, because I really don't care about trying to invest in every coin. And I think a lot of people get screwed by trying to do that. Amit says, why do you never mention H-bar? Well, we literally, Amit, if you go back to the start of the stream, we literally spent like 5 minutes talking about H-bar and their big BlackRock news. So, you know, keep that in mind. All right. But here's the thing, guys. A lot of people, I'm not saying this is you guys, right? If you've been holding those H-bar bags for a while, again, you celebrate your giant pump today and your BlackRock partnership. That's great news. Okay. But here's the thing. A lot of people get screwed pretty hard in this market, because guess what a lot of people are going to do today? They're going to run out and buy H-bar after it's pumped 100%. Usually not the best call, because what happens after these giant news-oriented pumps? Prices come back down. Okay. So a lot of people run around from trying to catch one pump to the next pump, to the next pump, to the next pump, to the next pump. Okay. So be careful about that. Again, congratulations to all the H-bar people out there. I make plenty of money doing plenty of things in the crypto market. I don't have to catch every single move and every single coin. And if you're trying to catch every single move and every single coin, chances are you're going to be consistently losing shit tons of money in this market. Okay. Mary says, are you still bullish on Aero? I was bullish on it last week. What would change in a week's time, man? Come on. Trying to flip-flop too much around here. Looked at Aero, tried to understand the idea behind it, the placing of it, the base thesis, all that kind of stuff. So yes, I'm still bullish on Arrow. I think it's got great potential for this market cycle. Okay. All right. One or two more here, guys, and we'll be finishing up. How likely are we to have a black swan event due to a war? You know, wars happen. Wars happen. I feel like recently there was a real move to try to de-escalate things so that war doesn't happen, ironically. I know the sociopaths running our world seem to love war and death and destruction. The only war I think that would matter would be like straight up World War III, which would be horrific and terrifying and, disappear to the deep, dark depths of the mountains of New Zealand if that happens. Or a nuclear war, which same strategy at that point, disappear to the deep, dark depths of the mountains of New Zealand. Look, how likely are we to have a black swan event? That's the thing with black swan events, is that they're always, you can consider every single day that the market happens, there's a 0.0001% chance that a black swan event happens. And that's every single day in the market. That's the point of a black swan event. We don't know. OTG Jester, what are your thoughts on Gunzilla Games and Off the Grid? We've talked about this one many times on the channel. I've been invested in this one for like 2 years from the pre-sale. I bought a whole bunch of nodes that I'm running as well. Wildly bullish on Off the Grid. I think it looks absolutely amazing. I think it's going to be one of like the crypto games. Obviously, got money invested, so I hope that's the case, right? But from everything that I've seen that they're doing, it looks like an incredible game. Great creative vision. These guys have thought a lot about what they're doing, and it's going to be on Xbox and stuff like that. Like, this could be one of the games that mainstreams like hundreds of thousands to millions of people into crypto. People who are not crypto people, just gamers who come in and start using crypto, not because it's a crypto game, but in spite of it being a crypto game. Okay. Is Aero the base version of Solana's Jupiter? I mean, kind of, sort of, not really. They're different assets. I mean, they're both decentralized exchanges, but they have a lot of differences, okay? Jupiter has a perps, perpetual swaps, leverage trading market. They have a launch pad, all that stuff. Aerodrome at this stage is a little more simple. They've just got liquidity pools and swaps and stuff like that, but maybe we'll see some more of that stuff brought on in the near future. And the token use cases are a bit different as well. And so they're apples and oranges, but they're in the same basket of decentralized exchanges. Let's put it that way. Lark, any good games on Polkadot? Well, they've teamed up with Mythical Games, so I mean, there's going to be some good stuff coming. I think that a lot of people are feeling pretty pessimistic about Polkadot until Polkadot 2.0 hype starts building up and we start seeing the big games coming. We start seeing some more of the AI stuff heating up, and yeah. H-bar to $1. Let's go. Let's go. We're on the verge of 3 wars right now. I feel like we're always on the verge of 3 wars, although if war kicks off with a hot war between the USA and Russia, China in the USA, Iran in the USA, there's a common element here, isn't there, of all these wars kicking off? And I feel like it's not China, Russia, and Iran, but there's another country out there that seems to be antagonizing a lot of stuff. Anyway, let's not get too off in the weeds there. But I hope that the crazy people running the world don't actually start these horrific wars, because the reality is people do have nuclear weapons, and somebody at some point might lose their minds and actually use one, and that's terrifying. So let's hope that cooler heads prevail and we can all just happily trade our magic internet money and live in our little economic bubble of playing around and having fun with our crypto tokens. That'd be fantastic. Okay. Great. Anyway, James, are you going to make a video? I literally just made a video about Arrow like 2 days ago. I was how to use Arrow, to be fair. Maybe we'll do a video on like explaining the, value of the token or something like that. But we've been talking about it a lot. We've got another base video coming out in a day or two. We just made a tutorial on how to use Arrow like yesterday, I think. So go check it out. Watch it. You enjoy it. Okay, guys, we're going to finish up there. Thank you so much. You're awesome. And I'll see you in the next stream.